You're such an asshole.
Good morning, children. Oh, old Cappy. The new year came in with a roar. You guys are not letting up at Asshole Consulting, or I, the world's only professional asshole, America's older brother, will give all of yous guys the swift kick in the ass you desperately need, and I will charge you for it because your dads were not around, because your mother was a whore and left him. And he didn't raise you right anyway. All right, I gotta wake up. Hey, Captain Asshole, I'm in desperate need for your help. I've been dating a girl for 4 years, and she's been really good to me. She has a job, she has no debt, she isn't a feminist, and she is a 7, maybe an 8 if she dresses up. Boom! There! Lock it up, man. Put a ring on it. I rarely say that. I'm joking. We get more stuff. The problem is I'm 26, so you have been dating since you were 22, and have always wanted to bang other girls. It's not a problem. It's called male nature. It never goes away. You could have, who do I think? I used to think Sophia Loren was the hottest woman alive. And I think she was the most beautiful woman alive. But then there was a young Anne Margaret, who was also alive, and they also co-starred in a movie together called Grumpier Old Men. Great movie. And I didn't know about Anne Margaret until well, who's Anne Margaret? Why is she? I looked her up, I'm like, oh, ooh, that's the one you don't bring home to mom. She is the woman that the word giggity, Seth MacFarlane, he probably saw her and said, giggity. Giggity, when she was younger, of course. No, there's something wrong with you if you're a male, especially at 26, you don't want to bang other broads. That's programmed in, that's how we more or less survived. And now for sociological, societal, religious, familial reasons, that's heavily shunned in society. But let's be very clear, just because it's shunned by society doesn't change the fact that it's hardwired into your genetics. So it's shocked, a 26-year-old always wanted to bang, other would, no kidding, chocolate gets tiring after a while. You might want to dabble in some strawberry, perhaps some Neapolitan. I see my single friends, and though I don't like going to the clubs, they do pull some hot chicks occasionally, even off of dating apps like Tinder. I know these girls are not keepers of long-term material, but damn, man, you just get sick. You get sick of having the same meal every day. Yes! That's the problem with being men. Women, okay. On multiple levels and just in general, women don't care to have, is it empathy or sympathy? They don't care to find out what it's like to be a guy. They don't. They read too much women's magazines and TV and Oprah and shit. And oh my God, you're oppressed and you're powerful and wonderful and you're amazing. You can do anything and you're just as good men. It's just a sob fest. It's very myopic. It's very self-centered. They don't, well, wait. If I want to get a guy, should I consider what guy? You're gorgeous on your own, girl. It's very inward looking, never outward looking. But this is a problem for guys, is every ounce of your body, like, you got to bang that, look, over there, look over there, look at that. Oh, could you get a young Anne Margaret? Could you get her if you played your cards right? That's hardwired, man. And then for you to go off again, and inevitably I'm sure this gal wants to get married or settle down. Well, you guys kind of are settled down. And then, but what's wrong with me? There's nothing wrong with you. It's the same fucking shit day in, day out. You're wonderful, you're great, it's not you. Trust me, for the one time in the history of human civilizations, when we say it's not you, it's me, it's us guys, we mean it. But they're not going to understand, they're not. Okay, because they too have been genetically programmed to settle down, although maybe not. They too would see a piece of ass, and if George Clooney came knocking at their door, they'd be like, well, my husband's not home. What? Are you looking at her? Yes, I was. Because she has bigger tits than you do. No, I'm not going to run out and bang her. Yes, I would like to run out and bang her, but I'm not going to because of societal reasons. I don't think women even begin. They don't begin. They don't stop to consider male nature and put. And that's why you get. How do you? What is it? How do you? What's the most effective form of birth control? Wedding cake. Because a woman will get. That's why guys get fat too after weddings. But they think they got you. They think they've crossed the finish line and then they can coast. They get fat and they don't realize, well, if you get fat and overweight and you don't attend to your man and you don't take care of him, not only will he look, he might act on it. He might go and look elsewhere. Because there's always that constant genetic baseline, not threat, nature, incentive. You know, pound it, go get her, get that, go stick your dick in that over there. Yeah, it'll be fun. But the women, for the most part, don't consider that. They don't. It's all them. I hate to be sounding so stereotypical or judgmental or simplistic, but it's true. Very few women consider male nature in a relationship. Now, this gal sounds like if she's a 7, maybe an 8 she dresses up. And there's some other great, admirable quality. I know this sounds boring to a 26-year-old, but trust you and me as an older man. She has a job. She has no debt. No debt. Holy shit. Dude, I'll get an erection for that right now. That's like, forget big tits and a tight shaven thing, but it's like, you got no debt? It's like, swing. Which is an old Gen X reference that you'll never get. She isn't a feminist. You know, these are the long-term qualities of this is real. This is marriage material. I mean, we have to do official Clary relationship test to find out. But so far, her resume is impeccable. It stands out from the rest of it. But even though these are wonderful, long-term, truly independent woman traits and characteristics, that's not going to change your genetics. I got a buddy, he's a little bit older than me, and he's got a great girlfriend. She's nice, but yeah, he's not a catch either physically. He's balding, he's overweight, he doesn't work out. I even tell him, like, hey, you're in heart attack land now, buddy. But they don't listen. And he's just got this very average looking woman. Well, but this very average looking woman cooks and cleans for him and is a millionaire, and of course divorce, has another man's kid. Of course. That's another thing you get to look forward to. I bet she doesn't have some other guy's kid, huh? And he always is looking, he's like, God damn, you could just tell because it's so key to male nature how important female beauty is. He can't get better looking women because of his looks and his disheveled appearance. Not disheveled, he doesn't put a lot into it. And here's this nice, great, he's got a great woman, but damn it if there isn't a hot little piece of tail that walks across his life every once in a while. It's like, it's no different than, here is a good, healthy salad. It's got some cranberries and spinach and kale, and it's got grilled chicken with maybe a balsamic glaze. This is a good quality salad. And then you're looking at that cheeseburger with bacon and jalapenos and Gouda cheese with more cheese stuffed into the burger. You're like, oh, that's what I want. Yeah, it's bad for you. It's bad. Nothing good is going to come of that except for the actual enjoyment and consumption of that burger. And that's there's another analogy, parallel we could draw, is you are a young man. You probably can eat whatever the hell you want and go ahead. And then I get older, and I can pretty much eat whatever the hell I want. I won't get fat because I'll go run it off or work it off. And I got high cholesterol now, man. And it's the same thing when you get older. Yeah, it's fun to sow your wild oats. You've been with this gal when you were pretty young. So maybe you didn't get to sow your wild oats as much as you wanted to. But when you get older, if you want a better long-term life, you better be eating some salads. You better be eating some veggies. better cut it out with the sugar and I don't really believe in that salt thing. Oh, you get high blood pressure with salt. Dude, I eat bricks of salt. My blood pressure is perfectly low. You gotta, they can't all be chocolate sundaes in the long run because you won't survive. And so, yeah, dude, I know. Hey, here's a plate of bacon. Like, with chocolate chip pancakes and extra whipped butter. Extra whipped maple butter. It's like, yeah, that's... I shouldn't laugh. You're at a quandary. It's a hard choice, but I just... Because we've been there, and it's funny when it happens to other people and not us, because we're not the ones suffering pain. But damn, man, you get sick of having the same meal every day. I know. I also run into girls online and at work or just in life. Well, don't date girls at work, okay? Don't do... God, you can't even date girls in real life. Jail. They're just in life that I seem to have a good vibe with. I wonder if I could do better or if they're better than the girl I have now. How do you determine if you're with the right girl or get rid of the temptation to constantly look for other girls and just settle for one? Please keep me anonymous. Keep me anonymous. All right. How do you determine? Here's the basic bitch advice you're gonna get from dipshits and baby boomers and Gen Xers who all have been divorced, by the way. I love it when Dennis Prager gives marriage and dating advice and the man's on his third wife. He's not a widower. The basic bitch advice, you'll be compelled. No. That's fairy tale Disneyland bullshit. Even I, and you'll have like these fairy tale instances. I think everyone has at least one or two where you're like, wow, and you could actually be in love. Always a deal breaker. Always. I've said it before, there was the one gal, this may be your equivalent, 4 years, I dated this gal back when I was young. Everything was fine, except, of course, she was a Democrat. Of course, because they were told to. But that aside, she wanted 4 kids minimum. It's like, fuck. Just fucking hell. I'm starving. I'm barely feeding myself. I want to have 4. Well, then I guess you're not. One of us is not working then. 1 or 2, but 4. It's not good. That's not gonna work. There was another gal. She was great. It was wonderful. Sure enough, everything's going wonderful. She too, kind of similar here, had no debt. I was about 26 at the same time too. And we're just lying there, and we're cuddly. It's a cold Minnesota winter, and I'm in her bed, and it's just nice and warm. I'm like, this is nice. I really liked it. She was cool too. She wasn't that hot. She was not hot. She was like a tomboy. But when she dressed up, it's also, whoa, there's a girl. You remove the smudge. You're like, hey, there's a female underneath here. She was awesome. It was great. We gotta talk. It's like, fuck. No, we really don't have to talk. How about we have sex instead? And, well, you don't want to have kids, do you? I'm like, always with the fucking kids. I was like, look, do you have millions of dollars to afford these? Where do you women get all that? Oh, that's right. The government, your parents will just bail you out. I'm like, no, we really don't have to talk. No, you don't want to have kids. No, I don't. Yeah, we can't date anymore. I'm like, look, what? Are you having fun? Yeah. Do you like me? Yeah, I really do. Don't fuck with this. It's working. The plane is flying. Don't fuck with it. They fuck with it. You gotta fuck with it. Is it working? Women come in with a sledgehammer, beat it into the fucking ground. Yeah, it's not perfect. Where was I going with that? So they'll tell you to hold out, and that it will. And if you have removed these deal breakers, they're not immoral. It wasn't like, well, she's got an STD. They want to have kids. If you had removed these major things, it would be compelling to commit to those women. It would be. But that baby boomer pie in the sky Disneyland World bullshit doesn't happen. I mean, it happens, but it's rare. It's super rare. And if, as a group of society, statistically speaking, those instances are not going to happen, even with the population of 320 million in the United States, you're not going to find. it is that bad, the statistic. And there's other reasons. I think the dating pool has decayed tremendously, that truly marriage material men or women are very rare. That it's not going to happen where you like, oh, you know, this, it slows down, the bird chirps, the light comes out, and it's, oh, you're like, I'm in love, I'm in love, marriage. Another Gen X reference you won't get. So that's not going to happen. So you have to be a bit more actuarial, a bit more statistical, a bit more empirical, scientific, and cold calculating in your calculations. And this is where you got to be a man. People think you're going to man up. No, that's not what I'm talking about. You have to look at things soberly. You have to remove emotion. And you have to look and say, all right, what is it, the evidence telling me here? What's the evidence? And you then account for the fact, yes, I want to go bang other chicks. All right, because that's not good. When you account for the fact you're good, not only do you want to bang other chicks now, you will always want to bang other chicks. That is an assumption that you can disregard because it's a given. The sun will rise, the sun will set, water is wet, fire is hot, and you will always want to bang other chicks. So you remove that from your factoring, because let's say you find the perfect, let's say you find the libertarian Anne Margaret who's an engineer, makes a lot of money, and doesn't want no kids, and just wants to fuck all day in different outfits, and then bring her hot young friend Sophia Loren over for great threesome. Let's say you find, guess what, buddy? You're still gonna want to go and fuck other women. It's true. All right, so you can remove that from your decision making. That is a given in no matter what scenario. The remainder of your life, your mental health, your psychological health, your long-term relationship health, if you want to have a family as well, your familial health, is going to be determined on what is available to you and what is the quality and caliber of this particular woman. All right? So to answer your first question, how do you determine if you're with the right girl? The answer of, oh, you'll just know. No, you won't. You guys sit and think about it. Or get rid of the temptation to constantly look for other girls that just settle for one. That you're never going to get rid of that temptation. So now let's look empirically, clearly at this girl you're dating, compare her to others, and then make a decision. I'm not saying make a fast or a rush or a hasty decision, but you got to do some soul searching. You got to, take a look at the girl you got. Based on what you have told me now, and again, we could do a clarity relationship test, look it up. I think we've done 3 or 4, come up with a very, I wouldn't say thorough, but a very good 19, 20 question test to look at the woman, and no woman's ever scored perfect. No woman ever will. It's just there's a core score and an overall score. I don't even think we've had a girl that got a perfect score on the core. But I think the 3 things right here, which again sounds boring, but not for long term. Again, this is long term girl relationship porn right here. She has a job. That's hot. She has no debt. Dude, your chances of having a threesome is greater than finding a girl without debt. Okay, I'll tell you that right now. And that's hot. That's fucking hot, man. She has no debt. Whoa, check that out. She isn't a feminist. Again, rare, especially for that age. Shows independent thinking. I don't know what your guys' plans are for family or marriage, but that will go very well because she probably will love the individual more than the institution. She will love her husband or children more than she does her politics or her career. And as a 7, maybe an 8 if she dresses up. She's good looking enough. Dude, based on that data, that girl's a keeper. Not saying go and put a ring on it. Many conversations to be had. But really, sit down, do this. Sit down and look at not only all the girls your buddies are nailing, but go talk to them. Go look at the girlfriends they've had in the past that have come and gone. And I know you probably know some. Set up an Excel spreadsheet and just put these 4 qualities and traits right there. Has a job, no debt, isn't a feminist, attractive. Put it right across. And then you take all your buddies' girlfriends, you put them on the y-axis, and you have your girlfriend at the top. She checks all the boxes. You go and calculate all the number of women that your buddies have either dated, banged, whatever. Even interview your buddies. Ask them, what was she? Did she this? Da-da-da-da-da? I can almost guarantee you your girlfriend is the only, you could have hundreds of women listed on the y-axis, your girlfriend's still going to be on top, and the only one with all those boxes checked. And again, I hate to be so robotic, so clinical, so not romantic, but it's hard for men because you're blurred with hormones. It's hard for men to really appreciate what they have when you have a high quality girl like this. You really got to put it into perspective, mathematical perspective, removing your genetics, biological programming to bang every other girl, to see what you got. Because there were a couple gals kind of fit this as well in my life, and I was younger. I'm like, oh no, I'm going to bang. There was like, no, I want to bang other girls, so I'm going to get it. But it's rare, very rare. You're going to find a gal like that. That I can say without a doubt. I mean, the fact she has no debt, that's what, at that age range, top 2% of women, her IQ might as well be 137. Job, okay, well, women have jobs. Not a feminist, again, rare and good looking. So, I can't tell you, oh, go marry her now today, but I can tell you, you will be wandering in the desert a long ass time to find a replacement for this gal. And what you need to do, go and talk to your buddies, go and find out, do the Excel spreadsheet thing, find out, and you're gonna find out this is a very high quality gal. But then, yeah, dude, forever, you're never gonna get rid of that itch. That'll always be there. There'll always be a drawback or a handicap that you will face to want to bang other women. Some people would advocate, well, okay, go get your fix somewhere, get yourself a mistress. Well, you get sick of her too. Go get yourself prostitutes. You really got to worry about STDs. There is no good long-term solution to that. And you're just going to have to suffer. I know women may not know that. Men suffer in some regards. What, you mean you can't bang other women? Oh, how horrible is that? It actually kind of sucks, frankly. It really sucks. Let's say you had a little voice always saying, I'm trying to think of something. Go jump in the water, gotta go jump in the water. I really want to jump in the water. But then all of a sudden, don't you dare jump in that water. Oh, you're a bad person if you jump in that water. You're like, fuck. Gotta argue with this shoulder devil your entire life. It's a pain in the ass. All right, that's it. Questions, answers. assholeconsulting.com will help you boys and you girls out. We got the podcast. All the links, by the way, to all the stuff I do is down below. But for you guys out there and the younger ladies as well, check out the Older Brother podcast, where a bunch of angry, pissed off Gen Xers give you young dipshit millennials. Millennials don't even listen anymore. It's more Gen Z. Millennials are unsalvageable. Gen Z, we'll focus on Gen Z. They have hope. They have the future. All the books, the Amazon link to my books are down below. And a whole bunch of other good shit that'll help you kids out and make sure that you don't end up doing better than we did, us old farts. All right, we'll see you guys later. Toodles.